India's commitment towards implementing FOPA, I would say, are complete and total. The reason being, India is one of the 17 mega biodiverse countries in the world, and the protected areas are recognized as the cornerstone for conservation. So if we are to protect our biodiversity, if we are to manage it, then we must play an important role in managing the protected areas. And this program of work is essentially to look at how best the protected areas can contribute towards conservation. So realizing this, India is very strongly committed to see that this action plan for protected areas is completed, and we are able to achieve it in a given point of time. When it comes to challenges, I would say that they are too many and formidable. And the reason for doing that is because India is on a rapid trajectory of development. And we need more roads, and we need more bridges, and we need more power plants. And the location of these, or some of these, are in and around our protected areas. So while the protected areas have to conserve biodiversity, they face this development challenge. So to me, I would say harmonizing development with conservation is the biggest challenge. And we have enacted several rules and laws and legislations, but the demand from the society and from the community and from people is that what we call as infrastructure development or linear infrastructure development is a major issue. And apart from that is the issue of raising awareness about conservation, about protected areas, what is the role they play. And this becomes important because if people do not fully understand the role of protected areas, then they would definitely feel not very happy if we try to put any restrictions around. So awareness, to me, or raising awareness, is the second big challenge after meeting the conservation development challenges. While maintaining, managing, working for biodiversity is the primary role of the Ministry of Environment and Forest, there are other ministries in the government and other sections in the society which have to play an important role. So therefore, what we call it mainstreaming protected areas into development planning is the biggest challenge for us. And the way we are dealing with is like this. The CBD has advised all countries to revise their national biodiversity strategies and action plan. And we have very recently done that. And we looked at our FOPA action plan, and we then tried to map out what are the points in that action plan which match with the National Biodiversity Action Plan which India has formulated. And we have gone one step forward on that as well. You are aware that there are these 20 biodiversity Aichi targets, and target 11 deals with protected areas. And India, in its effort or endeavor to commit to achieve these targets, has formulated its own national biodiversity targets. These align very well with the Aichi targets. For example, Aichi 11 is India's target 6. But having its own target means that the commitment of the government, the commitment of the society, the commitment of the institutions increases. And that is how we need to look at this conservation development scenario and see that protected areas are recognized and they are able to serve their role in human well-being as well. As I said that for the last few years, the entire world is working towards sustainable development goals, and so is India. And what we see it as an opportunity to expand the role of protected areas in national development planning or sustainable development planning as it's called, that there is a very distinct connect between protected areas and disaster risk reduction. There is a strong connect between poverty alleviation and protected areas. So what these development goals are going to give is that they open up a whole new opportunity for the protected areas to contribute in the national development. And once we go ahead with that, once these goals come into being in 2015, we would be looking at more opportunities, and perhaps the acceptability of the larger society will increase once people realize that protected areas have a role beyond saving a particular species or an ecosystem. Right now, that's the general feeling that PAs are important, but they have a role towards animal and plant protection. Nobody sees the connect between their role and human well-being. And that is what has to change or will change as we go towards accepting and implementing the Sustainable Development Goals in 2015.